To start off your project, you will need to chain 75. This should be the length from your left shoulder to your right shoulder, and it should be able to go across your chest. If you need less or more chains, just remember that the number you end up with needs to be divisible by 3. This is my chain, and that's how it looks like, how long it is. So to start off with your single crochet row, you need to chain an extra 2 as your turning chain, and insert your hook into the second chain from your hook, and then just do normal single crochets all the way down the chain. To finish the row, you do something slightly different. You continue as normal by putting your hook through the loop, yarning over and pulling it out. However, this time you don't yarn over and pull through again. You get your new yarn, the new color, and you grab the small end and you hook it over the hook, and then you pull your new color, aka your working thread, through the 2 loops. This changes the color and makes it look prettier, I guess. You pull on your old working yarn to tighten it a little, and you grab your new working yarn and you create a slip stitch by yarning over and pulling through. Every row will end like this, except for the half double, where you will pull through all 3 loops instead of 2, and the other stitches you go about the stitch as normal, except for the last 2 loops where you pull in the new color. After you've put in the new color, cut off the old color and sew in all the ends. To sew in the ends, you can either use a tapestry needle like that one, or you can use your crochet hook. So you put your hook through the middle of the stitch, you grab your yarn you want to sew in, and then you pull it through and it sort of hides it. You can kind of see where it is because it's multicolored, but usually you can't. You sort of just wrap the yarn around the hook and you pull it through. You can also weave in your ends by putting your hook underneath the little V at the top and pulling through, and then just weaving them back in and out of the V's. Now that our new color is changed, we will be doing the double row. So you need to chain 3. This will act as a double crochet, and then you chain an extra 2. Turning over, so we're working from the back, you need to skip 2 of the single crochets, also yarn over. So 1, 2, and then 3. That one doesn't count as it has the chains as the double crochet. So you insert your hook and create a double crochet. After creating the crochet, what you need to do is chain 2 more. Then you yarn over and skip 2 single crochets and insert your hook and create a double crochet into the 3rd one. This will be the pattern you follow down the line of single crochet until the end. Now to finish the double row, we need to yarn over and insert our hook into the last single crochet, and we create a double crochet by yarning over and pulling only once. As you can see, like I said at the last end, we now have 2 loops. We grab our new yarn and we pull through. Oops, sorry. Okay, so we grab our new yarn and we pull through. Then we grab our new working yarn and we create a slip stitch, anchoring the new color to the work. This will be done for all the ends and new color changes. To start the treble row, you need to crochet 4 chains and an additional 2 chains. Then you're going to turn your work so you're working from behind, and you're going to yarn over twice, so you have 3 loops on your hook. Then you are going to insert your hook into the double crochet underneath the little V on top. You're going to yarn over and create a treble crochet. Then, like the row below it, you are going to chain 2 and create a treble crochet into the next double crochet. To finish this row, you are going to be creating a treble crochet into the 3rd chain. However, you're going to be working it into the backbone, which is the back side. So you chain over twice, and then you get your hook and insert it into the little bump and sort of push it on, and you create the treble crochet as normal, changing colors with the last 2 loops. To do the half double row, you're going to yarn over and insert your hook into the treble crochet you just finished and continue your crochet as normal. Then you're going to do 2 half double crochets into the space between the treble crochets. Then you create a half double crochet into the next treble crochet. This pattern repeats until the end. To finish this row, you just grab your new yarn, hook it on the hook, pull it through all 3 loops, and then anchoring it with a slip stitch. To do the double treble row, you need to chain 5 plus an extra 2 chains. Now you yarn over 3 times, so there are 4 loops on the hook, and you skip 2 crochets and go into the 3rd one. Like the double and treble rows, the pattern is the crochet and then 2 chains, then another crochet. Continue this pattern all the way down the work. These are the 5 main rows that you'll be using in this panel. You can change up the color and the order to make it suit your creativity, but you will need to make this as long as you want it to be, and that's so it can wrap around your chest, and you need to make 2 of these. So I have completed my 2 panels, and that is what they look like. I've already sewn one half of the shoulder together. I'll show you how to do that in a second. And I've also already sewn one half of the side together, and will also show you that. That's what they will look like from the outside, and that's how the shoulder will look like from the outside. So what you need to do is either grab a tapestry needle or your hook. I'm using a tapestry needle because it's easier, and you need to mark 20 stitches from the edge. That I'm using a little pin there to mark it. This is where you will be sewing together, from the edge to the pin. Right now I'm just using what's left over of my yarn from the other side to weave in and out from underneath the little V of the crochets. This makes it so I don't have to start and stop with the yarn. To make it go faster, you can weave several stitches onto your needle at the same time. Then you pull through all of them, and then you just gotta pull them a bit more to loosen the tension. See, it's slightly bunched, so what you need to do is just like tug on it a little. Then you are now at where you need to start stitching the 2 things together. So you grab your needle and you go underneath the little V of the stitch, and you go underneath the little V of the other side. Now you grab your needle and you go under both of the little V's. This is from the right side again. You continue to go right to left to create that crisscross pattern. That you can see there, it has a little diagonal line. And then you continue until the end. Now we are at the end, so we will be going underneath the 2 V's like so. And now we're doing something different. We're gonna grab our working yarn and wrap it underneath and over the needle. Then we pull the needle through that little loop we've created. Oh, my yarn got stuck a little. We pull it, so it creates a little L sort of shape that you can't really see there, but oh, there it is, there's the L. That's how you finish it. You then want to weave in your excess yarn. From this pink row to that pink row is where I've decided I want my armhole to be. I did this by pinning the top and bottom together and pretending that they were sewn together, and then putting a pin where I want my arms to be. To sew the sides together, we will be using the same stitch that we used to end the shoulder seam, but right now I'm just doing a sort of normal crossover stitch. Okay, we will be working in the chains, so you want to make sure that it actually goes through the chain and not just catches a little bit of the yarn. Like here, you can see that it's gone through the middle of the chain, which is good, as it will hold itself after a bit of wear and tear. And now we are just securing the stitch. So what we're doing now is we are going through the middle of the chain again, and we will be properly starting the stitch. As you can see, it's gone through the middle. I'm happy with the placement. So we grab the working yarn, wrap it around behind the needle, and we pull through. This creates that L shape that we did earlier. Make sure that your rows are lined up so that all the colors match. And see, it only went through one of the rows, so I just need to move the needle a bit so it goes through the middle, and we wrap behind it and pull. You can see the L shape more prominently now. Then you continue that way until you reach where you want your armhole to be. Then you weave in your yarn, and then where you want to stop your armhole, you start another bit of yarn and continue to sew the stitch, and repeat this on the other side. So this is the bottom of the armhole where I'm inserting a new thread. I'm making sure to leave a long tail so that I can sew that in. The tail is now sewed in, so I can continue what I was doing until I reach the bottom of the crochet item. To start the arm section, you insert your hook into the place where two of the panels meet. You create a slip stitch with your working yarn, and this shall be a single crochet row. So into the same hole you do a single crochet. Each row you will be crocheting on requires a different amount of single crochets. A single crochet row requires 1, half double crochet row requires 1 as well, a double crochet row requires 2 crochets, a treble crochet row requires 3 or 4 crochets, you can choose. A double treble row requires 5 or 4 crochets, whatever looks the best. To finish off this arm row, you're going to do something similar to the other rows. You're going to make a slip stitch, but instead of adding a new color, you're just going to cut off your working yarn and pull your hook to leave a dangling thread. Now see that little V shape there? That is the slip stitch. Normally you don't want to crochet into that, but today we will be. So we are going to be working from the back, and we're going to go underneath the V of the stitch we just slip stitched into. So like that. I'm just turning it around so it's a better view. So now we're working from the back, we're underneath the V, and we are going to go into the middle of the slip stitch like that. So there are 3 loops on our hook. Now we are going to get our new yarn, and then we're going to pull through all 3 loops. And do a slip stitch to anchor it, and then that is the only bit that is different from the other rows in the panel. We just make sure to start off with crocheting into the slip knot to create a straighter line, and that you are always working from the back. It looks fine if you work just from the front when you're working in a circle, but the lines will be slightly wobbly. Continue the pattern you were doing before on the body panel until it has reached the desired length. Congrats, you're done! Enjoy wearing your new homemade jumper.